Alright, I almost forgot. I put in a palette right here for the colors that we are going to use. Now for the base shape, this is the color that I used. Okay. Alright, next we are going to copy the shape. Control C, paste shape, Control V. We are going to remove all of the filters except for the two inner shadows. Let's remove the noise as well as the two blurs. Excellent. And then instead of solid, we are going to give it a gradient, an ellipse, over the shape, make sure that it's aligned perfectly. Okay, we are going to hide the base shape so we can see the apple. What you want to do is to put um, uh, the center of the gradient on the point on the point where the light hits the apple. Okay, for the color we are going to use a light color, this one, and on the other side, on the right side, we are going to use white. Alright, we are also going to adjust the opacity 0 on the right side, and we are going to adjust the handles, right, just so it fills uh, the apple. Perfect. Okay, we are going to move the handles a little bit, and this is what I have. Alright, next we are going to outline the stems, a little bit of shading, shadows, and midtones. We are going to hide the two layers, base layer and the gradient layer. Again, you might want to zoom in, take your pen, and just uh, outline the stem. For the stem, this is what I have. I have as well given it a gradient, this time a linear gradient. And for the colors, on the left side, this is what I used, and on the right side, this is what I used. Okay, and you want to make sure that the orientation of the gradient, make sure that the dark gradient is on the top of the stem and the lighter gradient is on the bottom part of the stem. Next we're gonna do the shadow of the stem, so just trace the shadow. I have done the shadow. Okay, for the color, this is what I used, dark, the darkest shade. Alright, now zoom in. Next we are gonna do the shadows right here, or the midtones. Get your trusty pen and you want to start tracing um, that shape over here. Okay, this is what I have. Alright, now for this one, I feathered the edge instead of anti-alias. I feathered the edge and gave it a value of 2, just so the edges are just a bit soft on the edges there. Next, see the area here? It's just a bit lighter than the other parts of the apple. We are gonna trace that as well. Use your pen tool. Okay, I want to outline the lighter areas of the apple. Okay, this is what I have. There you go. For the color, this is what I gave for the color of the lighter areas of the apple. And since we wanted soft, I feathered the edges, giving it a value of 45. Okay, now let's check our progress so far. We have the base shape, the gradient layer. We also traced the stem, the shadow of the stem, and the shading just above the apple, as well as the lighter areas of the apple. Alright, next we are gonna give it the lightest point here and giving it a white color. Again, zoom in, take your pen, and just wanna um, draw sort of an oval shape right here. Okay, but actually it might help if we hide all the other layers. There we go. And you want to start drawing. And of course, we are going to give it a color white. Okay. You can just adjust a little more elongated. There you go. You are gonna give this a gradient, an ellipse gradient. Both ends white, and on the right side, opacity down to 0. We are also gonna feather the edges, probably 10. Alright, so far this is what we have. We are almost done here. Alright, what this needs is a color. Now, for the color, what we are gonna do is to make a shape, put it all over, put on top of all the layers, give it a blend mode of overlay, and choose a color. Now, for this shape, choose your base shape, the one without the gradient. Choose your stem. You want to copy them both. Paste. Alright. And we are going to remove all of the filters that we had applied previously, the two inner shadows, the noise, and the blurs. I want to make sure that they also have the same color. Excellent. Now choose both shapes, both paths. Go to main menu, choose modify, combine paths, and choose union. Okay. Now you want this shape, this is just one shape by the way, you want the shape to go over all of the layers, but under your highlight. Okay. Perfect. You want to make sure that it's over all of the other layers, but below the highlight layer. Okay. Align the shape. Beautiful. Again, choose the shape. Give it a blend mode of overlay. Looking good. And choose a color. This is my favorite part. Can choose any color that you want. This one's nice. Blue apple, yellow apple. I am gonna settle with a red apple. Alright, this is our finished product. Okay, comparing with the original. And there you have it. Just a couple of points that you might want to take a note. In any shape that you're going to work with, always determine the light source. In our case, the light source should be where you are at. You also want to make note of the shadows the outline as well, the main color of the object, that's really important, and of course the highlights, as well as the midtones. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. This is Cajun from Cajun Tutorials. This is my first video tutorial. I'm really sorry for the stammering. Head over to CajunTutorials.com. There are a lot more tutorials out there, more to come. And until then,